Had to turn the camera on.
You could come up.
Gotta look for the blinking red light right there, right?
Listen, it's late.
I've done that before.
Check 1 2 1 2 1 2.
for a couple of the lines to connect to the audio, and we'll go ahead and get started. In just a second, it looks like we only have a couple of more that are connecting. I will ask at this time if during the ceremony you are not the presenter, that if you could keep your line on mute for us and mute and unmute yourself, that would be greatly appreciated to help maintain the decorum and order of this evening's ceremony. All right, excellent. Can I get a check from the courtroom just to make sure we're ready to go?
Yes, we're ready to go.
Excellent. Well, thank you all so much. My name is Adolphus Graves, and I'm the court administrator here at Cobb County Juvenile Court. We want to thank you all so much for taking the time to join us this evening for this momentous occasion. And we're really excited to have you and happy that you were able to join with us. We have a wonderful lineup scheduled, and I will be brief to get out of the way so that we can begin with the ceremonies and again celebrating this wonderful opportunity for the children that we have with us this evening. Of course, we have so many special guests that are with us, and some of them you will hear from in a short moment. And I just want to take a special moment of privilege to recognize and just say thanks to some of our local leaders. Of course, thank you tonight for Chief Justice Melton, the Chief Justice of Cobb, Georgia Supreme Court, for joining us. We also want to thank for his leadership, Superior Court of Cobb County Chief Judge Leonard, and all of the members of the judiciary for Cobb Superior Court also for their ongoing leadership, as well as the Cobb County Juvenile Court Judiciary under the leadership of Chief Juvenile Court Judge Wayne Granis, of course, for their support of this program and others as well. I would be remiss to not also thank the Cobb County County Manager, Dr. Jackie McMorris, for all of her unwavering support of not just the program, but for us as the court, as well as the support of all of her directors and her team in the county manager's office. We cannot thank you enough for your ongoing support and partnership. And of course, last but not least, we would like to thank our Cobb County Board of Commissioners, Commission Chairwoman Lisa Cupid, as well as all the other BOC members. We thank you also for the support that you all provide us on an ongoing basis that allows us to provide rehabilitative services such as this to address the needs of children and families before us in Cobb County Juvenile Court. Most importantly tonight, we want to say thank you for joining us and congratulations to the children. I know we're going to get to all of the ceremonies and that coming forward, but I just wanted to take a moment of privilege to say congratulations to you all for making it through, for showing the resiliency that you had to make it through, not only just through the program, but also under the circumstances that we've had to make so many adjustments during this pandemic. You all are commended for your resiliency and your grit that you displayed in continuing and completing the program. So without further ado, we're going to get right into the program, and I'm going to pass it over to one of our extraordinary community partners, Mr. Cummings.
Good evening, everyone. Kid Cummings Power Peace Project, and I am extremely grateful, honored, and humbled to be a part of this amazing process that we've been through together. I want to thank all of the community leaders and public officials and those that have joined us, and thank you for your service. And we need, all of us are in this together, and I'm just very, very grateful. And to Judge Granis, to be able to thank you for bringing me onto this team and allowing me to witness something that has been a dream of mine and a prayer for a long time. And so I'll say this, and then we'll give thanks to God. A year ago, I can't believe it's been a year, we met for the first time, the young people right next door. And we didn't know each other. And this was a dream. It was a vision. And it had been in the works for a couple of years. And there was going to be an inaugural group that I believe God chose. And it was that beautiful group of young people that we met, and nobody knew what to say, and y'all were all tough and hard, and we were just basically dreaming, and we had no idea what it was going to look like going forward. Kobe passed and shocked the world, and then COVID showed up and changed the world, and then there was riots and protests in the streets, and it was the perfect storm. And to our graduates, you guys stuck to it and you persevered. You made it through a very hard time. This has not been easy. It would have been hard even without all these challenges. But to our team, and especially the beautiful young people, we're so proud of you. You persevered. You've earned this, and now you're going to be rewarded. And I'm so grateful for everybody that's watching. I think it's appropriate that we thank God because we are experiencing a miracle today. For those that would, pray to the God of your understanding. Father, we thank you so much for your mighty hand in this work that you've seen us through over a very tumultuous year. Father, thank you for loving these kids. Thank you for being a God of second chances. Father, thank you for assembling this team through Judge Granis and all the other ones present, that this dream could become a reality and that young people could get a second chance. We've all needed second chances in our lives. And Father, to see the way that they've grown and changed, it has been inspiring and it's made me a better man. And I want to thank you for your amazing plan and your grace. Father, be with us now throughout this whole beautiful service. And we pray in your holy name. Amen.
Now, Rob Leonard is going to come on and make a brief statement. Chief Judge Rob Leonard.
Hey, good evening, everyone. My name is Rob Leonard. I'm the Chief Judge for the Cobb Judicial Circuit. I just wanted to pop on and bring kind of greetings from the Superior Court and just tell you that our court is very proud of this program and leadership in juvenile court to create such a program, which will be a model for the state. And for everybody that's working in it and helped build this from the ground up, a sincere thank you. I appreciate you, all of our local law enforcement officials, our school officials, our district attorney's office, our volunteers, our staff. You are appreciated. To the participants and families in this program that are being helped by we're a county that believes in second chances, but you got to want that, and you got to earn that. And these kids here certainly have done that. We're very proud of you, and we wish you success as you go forward. I think all of my colleagues would echo my sentiments. We want you to be successful here. We don't ever want to see you across the street over here in Superior Court. So congratulations to all the graduates, and thank you all very much.
Thank you, Judge Leonard. Let me tell you, this has been a long time coming, and I can't tell you how proud I am today. For many years, I have been aware of the lack of service for children who are at risk of gang involvement. And one of the first actions I took as a judge was to set up a meeting with Sharon Mashburn, the supervisor of the gang unit, to start the conversation about a gang prevention program. At this time, it was only an idea with Ms. Mashburn and her team. My idea was to adopt the accountability court model and to have a multidisciplinary team address the problems that these children and their families face in homes, the community, and the school. With the cooperation of Vic Reynolds, when he was the district attorney out here in Cobb County, and Randy Harris, the circuit defender, we added a defense attorney and a prosecutor to the team. And you know, the one addition to the team that I knew would be instrumental was a guardian ad litem, because the myriad of issues that the participants would face. And the guardian ad litem we brought on is Kathy Laro, and she has done a tremendous job assisting with the issues in the schools, housing issues, and interpersonal relationships in the participants' family. Finally, the last piece of the puzzle was mental health. And we brought on Josh DeRiso as our coordinator and ACE Community Services as our mental health provider. We started from scratch. We rolled up our sleeves. Some of the original team left, some stayed. We picked up new team members along the way. Final team members that, two of the main team members that we picked up was Charlotte Lomnicki, the assistant district attorney, and Mark Bryce, the circuit defender. Nothing was going to stop us from our goal. We met on a weekly basis. We worked tirelessly, and after a year and a half sitting at the table, going back and forth over different ideas, different programming, uh, different points of view. We created a specialty court that would provide evidence-based programming to meet the needs of youth who are at high risk of gang involvement in their families. We developed programming with a holistic approach and behavioral modification. We even instituted vision boards at the beginning and end so that participants would be able to see their progress. Our first session was in March of 2020, and then the pandemic occurred. The team, we continued to meet virtually on a weekly basis. We all realized that the pandemic was not going to be going anywhere, and it was going to be long-term. So we made the decision to present the program virtually. We took a program that basically was going to be meeting on a weekly basis, face-to-face with kids and their families, and we made it virtual. And I have to commend Josh DeRiso and Kristen Spruill, who is with ACE Community Services, because they took the program and they amended the program to be presented virtually, and they maintained the integrity of the program. Now, one other person that I want to point out tonight is Kit Cummings. He became the motivator and the conscience of the kids in the program. And I'll tell you, we started with 8 participants. We have 6 participants who have completed the program, and we stand here today with 5 participants who are our first graduates. I see many, many more to come, but this is our first class. I am so proud of our rising team for their heart, their hard work, and the dedication to these children and their families. But most of all, I am proud of our first class of graduates who showed up every week and worked extremely hard to complete the program. I want to thank everyone for their attendance tonight. I want to thank everyone for being here for this special time and for this special program. I'm going to pass this along to Ms. Sharon Mashburn, who is the program coordinator. Actually, Sharon's the program excellence. She basically is she's the wheels behind that makes this program run. And she's the supervisor of the gang unit, Ms. Mashburn.
Thank you, Judge. And thank you everybody for being here. He gave a great overview of our program. And he's right, we've put a lot into it. This has been a long time coming. I had the pleasure of meeting Judge Granis when he was a assistant district attorney in Fulton County. And I would actually say that the ball started then with a partnership between Fulton and Cobb County Juvenile Courts because there was a need. So we've taken that need and we've tried to build a solution. And I think that today our graduates prove we found a solution. So with that being said, I'm going to give you a little bit of information that shows us that we're a solution. This is a unique group. We did have to do it virtual. Everything has kind of changed right now. But collectively, we tried to maintain not only the integrity of the program with Kirsten and Josh, who did a phenomenal job, but we also maintained probation. We continued with probation supervision in a time that COVID made things a little bit different. So with that being said, we still continue to conduct home visits. We did them safely and at a distance. It was kind of a running joke that we would ring the doorbell and then we would run to the driveway and we would see the kids at a distance. But with that being said, that over the course of this 11 months, my probation team has conducted roughly 347 home visits during this time safely. Like I said, we completed this within 11 months. We met every single week. Every Thursday, these juveniles were reported to court with Judge Granis and then transitioned straight into programming. So we have several hundred hours of Zoom that logged in. We immediately started planning. We had our first in-face meeting started meeting, and then COVID hit, and we knew we didn't want to stop what we had. We had just worked too hard. So we transitioned into Zoom almost immediately. We were the first program in the court that started using Zoom, and we started working with the kids. With that, we were able to see them. We were able to interact with them. There was no break in therapy. We were able to keep services in the home. We were able to talk to their parents. And we were able to talk to the kids. Anytime that they needed us, they had access to us. With this program, the juveniles still continued on their probation with testing for drug screens. And it's great to say we had a 98% success rate on with no positive drug screens. They were being screened monthly. Some of these juveniles do have felony charges and misdemeanor charges. Roughly, we have around 13 felony charges, 8 misdemeanor charges that make up this group of juveniles. And after tonight, when they graduate, they have nothing. That's part of the best thing. They're walking out of here, and they showed us that they are better than where they started. Every juvenile has completed their educational requirement. Out of the 6 that are here tonight, 5 of them are currently in schools, in Marietta City Schools or Cobb County Schools, and we have one that's in the process of enrolling in his GED program to satisfy everything that he needs with that, and he has taken the step to move forward in satisfying those in satisfying that. Those are some key components that we, some targets that we hit. We had to embrace things that we did not realize we were going to have to embrace. As Kit said, we discussed the riots. We talked about hard topics. We had to deal with Zoom. We had to deal with COVID. We had to deal with being in the home and how do we adjust that and making sure that the kids are okay. We worked to make sure that every juvenile had access to school once schools went virtual, and that included laptops or any supplies or anything that they needed. And we also had to deal with some serious stuff. Unfortunately, with 8 juveniles, this group encountered 10 deaths within the past 11 months of significance, whether it was friends due to violence, whether it was family members, it was loss of COVID, and that included within not only with the kids, but also within our team. And we were able to rally around so that at no point during this time, anybody felt alone. Those are huge accomplishments. And this is what makes this whole group extremely special. So that's just a little bit of the program, of the inside of what we've seen over the past 11 months. I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Perry. He's one of our probation officers. He's going to kind of give you a little brief introduction of some of the juveniles that we have today. So, Mr. Perry.
Good evening, everyone. I am so happy and overjoyed to introduce to you a group of kids that range between the ages of 15 and 17 years old. They represent Marietta and Cobb County City Schools. And I've been given the duty to supervise these kids over the past year. And this kid needs personal development, and this kid needs the GED program. Can we put that in the stats? Yeah. Okay. And I've been able to supervise these kids over the past year. And during that time, I have seen these kids develop, have much growth, maturity, determination, and grit. I'm so proud of these kids today. I tell them that all the time, but I really do mean it. I've seen those things in them to get them to the point where they're at today. And I'm just proud of them. And as I introduce these kids' names, if you just wave your hand so they can see who you are, your pretty face and pretty smile. Marquise, Santrice, Keith, Peyton, Terrence, and Michael. And I'm just extremely proud of these guys. They have really put in the great effort. Like we've been saying that we have been safely able to see these kids every week safely during this difficult time. And I'm just proud of these kids, and that's all I have to say.
At this time, I want to bring on our first guest speaker, Miss Joyette Holmes. Miss Holmes is the former district attorney of Cobb County. She was the former chief magistrate of Cobb County, and she has, some of her accomplishments is that she was involved in developing a program for record expungement while she was the Cobb district attorney, and she is a member of our community, and she has been integral in this program. So I want to bring Ms. Holmes on, please.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much, Judge Brandon. I'm so happy and honored to be here with you all this evening for this first graduation. Hearing everybody talk, the common theme was really obstacles. There seemed to be a little of everything that tried to get in the way of this day coming to fruition. And it brought me to a quote that I read from Zig Ziglar about obstacles and just talking about, when something is put in your way, that you change direction, but you do not change your decision to get there. You make sure that you are steadfast on where you want to go. This program, Rising, I think about the mission, rising above. And you have to rise above every single one of those things that tried to get in your way in this program, just the way you have in life before and you will in life after. Each of you in this program came to the program not under the best circumstances. There may have been some who, because of behaviors or actions that the juvenile code describes as delinquent, been picked up by law enforcement, had their parents called to come pick you up, gone before the judge in court, assigned an attorney to represent you while the prosecutor read the petition against you, assigned to a probation officer, and then given a number of rules longer than the alphabet itself. A lot. Not something that you would have chosen for your journey. But when I tell you that there is a purpose in each part of the journey, whether it's building strength, whether it's creating a foundation, there are tools that come from that whole journey. We go through things, we deal with obstacles, we have challenges, and they tend to make us feel broken down. They tend to put us in places where we feel like we have to constantly pick up the pieces. And sometimes when you get to those places, like in the courts where you're dealing with any number of people who, you don't see as being for you, your first thought may be like, oh, they're not for me. They don't care anything about me. They don't know my story. They don't believe me. They don't believe in me. And maybe you're right about not knowing the story or not knowing the world that you come from. But every piece of what was put together for you, for which you are graduating today, was put together because they care. Put together because they know that in making sure we have a society of youth who are reaching their dreams, setting goals and reaching those goals, that they take an approach that deals with the whole person. Not just what brought you to this court, not just your schoolwork, not just your home life, but all of it. Sharon talked about the loss that so and that you were able to be there for each other, to support each other through that. You don't do that with people you don't care about or who don't care about you. Rising, rebuilding. So you feel broken down. You feel like all the things that you've gone through have just brought you to pieces, have taken you off of your foundation. But the purpose in all that you have gone through was for rebuilding those things, those blocks, those foundations that you each set for yourself. And maybe you didn't set it for yourselves. Maybe there was a teacher or a parent or an aunt or a grandmother or somebody in the church who helped you to set that foundation. And yes, there was a crack here and there. But that foundation through this program, through ACE, through KIT, through the judges, the attorneys that are assigned to this case on each side, the guardian ad litem, and everybody who has taken time, they have each brought a piece of that foundation back to you to rebuild, to seal those cracks. They have invested in you. And hopefully, in that investment, you have learned how to invest in yourself. Because one thing I tell my kids all the time is I can give you everything. I can tell you and give you as many affirmations on a daily basis as you can take. But you've got to make that investment in you, the way that the Rising program and all those people on this call and all those people who may not be on the call but who invested in you did so to see you succeed, to have success in the journey, even through the transitions. They have supported you, just like when you rebuild on that foundation. You have to invest in the materials to build it up. You have to have the rebar, the concrete, or whatever other materials are used to support that building that you are in the process of. You have to make sure that as you are rebuilding, investing in the project, finding those who support the project as well as you supporting the project, that you have to make sure that you integrate each one of those processes and the tools that you gain in those other steps to make sure that this building is going to stand strong, that through obstacles it's not going to fall over, that when circumstances come and the wind blows here and there, debris from whatever storm you may be going through attempts to knock you back off of that foundation, that you have integrated all of those things, used each one of those tools to continue to be successful, and again, successful in the journey, and in the journey through transition. Because each one of these pieces is a transition. You know, it may not be the transition that you thought it would be, and it may be exactly what you wanted. But you can't drop those tools when you finish one of the phases, when you finish one of the steps, when you finish what you think your goal has been. You've got to take each one of those tools with you and integrate it into your life, into your plan, into your goal. I mean, you could go through the rebuilding phase of this process and say, whew, I made it through that. I'm done. Let me drop that baggage. Yes, I know I'm responsible for this next step, but at least I made it through that one. I don't have to think about that other stuff. Well, you do, because it's still a part of the journey. And you don't recreate the wheel in the journey. You fortify it. You continue to get that support. So you may have to reach back into that foundation toolbox you may have to reach back into the things that you learned in that negative situation that may have brought you to the space that you're in. But that's okay. The hope is that even in that negative space, you learn something. You know, I hate to quote a cartoon, but I think about Over the Hedge, this animated film that I watched with my girls over and over when they were young. But there's a turtle on that show named Vern. And he talks about every time I get this strange feeling or when I feel something bad's about to happen, there's a tingle in my tail. Well, that's what we all feel when we have seen negative or consequences that come from certain behaviors. We get that gut. We get that feeling that something's not right, like the tingle in Vern's tail. It's a tool that we have to use through the transition. Of course, you're here for the G in rising, for the graduate. And you get here and it's still not over because the journey continues. Whatever your mission is, whatever it is that you have sought to gain, not just through this process, but through seeing other people who were there with you on the journey. You've heard from motivational speakers and heard what their journey was. You've heard from judges and may have learned what their journey has been, attorneys alike, as well as the reminders that your parents give you that they didn't just drop into parenthood. They have been through a thing or two, and those lessons for them to be part of the lessons and tools that you use through your journey. This has been an awesome opportunity for you all, and to hear about the success stories and where you are in school and what you are wanting to achieve through it all. I mean, we are all extremely proud of each and every one of you going through the journey. We are invested in your success. We are invested in your journey. And we know that there's going to be a transition, that there are changes that have to happen, that you have to drop some things to pick up others. But you control you. We can tell you these things. We can, quote inspirational messages of success, of overcoming, all those things. But ultimately, it's for you to hold these tools in your toolbox and to determine when you need to pull them out as part of the journey. So I just hope that I can encourage each and every one of you to reach back to some people who may not have been able to be in a room full of people supporting them in this way. Teach them some of the things that you've come away with. There's going to come a time, even if it's not right now, where you give back because you've got a story to tell. You have a journey that you've navigated that somebody else is just looking for the path to get on. So don't, put the books away. Don't hide the quotes. Don't, forget about what's been said to you over the course of this crazy, crazy year, because you're going to need it along the way. I'm so honored and so humbled just to have been a part of it. From that first meeting in March before everything shut down to now, to say congratulations. And I look forward to seeing what the next step, what the transition, what the success in the journey, a journey that will always continue, what that looks like for each and every one of you who are graduating today. So to Marquise and Treese, Keith, Peyton, Terrence, and Michael, to your family, to your friends, to those who are on this call participating in this graduation, I just say congratulations again. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Joyette. I appreciate the words, and I know the kids really do too. So this is the fun part. I get the fun part. So rising team members, if you would, we're going to prepare to present a surprise to the graduates, and that will be their graduation presents. So team members, I'm going to give you a second to prepare. Hold it, Fred. Okay, everybody, it looks like everybody is ready. So team members, if you will, deliver the graduation gifts. And everybody go to your door. You have a present at your door. They were not expecting this at all. This is their Publishers Clearinghouse moment. So our rising team members who are not here today, they're actually in the field. Each team member went to a different juvenile's house and are presenting the juveniles with their graduation gifts. So while they are receiving their graduation gifts, I want to kind of tell a little bit about what is in their graduation baskets. First of all, I want to say thank you to the Sheriff's Office. They actually provided dinner in partnership with their community engagement unit, Major Steve Gaynor, and then Sheriff Owens, and they provided dinner for the families from Pastabella. So they will have a celebration dinner tonight. It will feed their whole entire family. All the juveniles were provided with masks from Austin Woods, the owner of Iconic 600, which is a store in Smyrna. And the kids had a chance to speak to Austin, who is 23 years old and a graduate of Hillgrove High School and a graduate of Reinhardt College, and has opened his own clothing store and his own clothing brand and built it from start to finish, and is currently, even during the pandemic, open during the pandemic, is operating in full profit with no debt right now. And he was able to talk to the kids. They also have a gift certificate from Iconic and a shirt. They also have stuff in here from Kit, and they love their stuff from Kit already. Kit's already provided from his office. He's already provided. Michael already is showing his bracelet. Michael has worn a bracelet. You all, Kit came and spoke to them their very first night, and Kit gave everybody a bracelet for the Power of Peace project. Michael has worn his bracelet the whole entire time and actually asked for more, so he got him now. They have books in there. They have water bottles. There's also a little bit of a joke. I'm sure some of the kids are laughing. They all got a box of cereal during the part of this when we were out visiting. Mr. Perry and I were talking to the juveniles one night when we were doing visits, and we wake them up in the morning, right? So it was summertime, and here we are at 8 o'clock and knocking on their door. So we told them to go eat breakfast. We asked them what their favorite cereal was. Mr. Perry stressed to them that his was Frosted Flakes, and they proceeded to tell him that was an old person's cereal. So we took a survey, and all the kids, most of them like Captain Crunch. That was the big, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That was the big winner, but we have a Captain Crunch and a Fruity Pebbles. So the next week we surprised the juveniles. They had just completed a phase. We surprised the juveniles, took them 2 boxes of cereal and a thing of milk and had breakfast, and gave them all breakfast and surprised them with breakfast. So in their graduation gift, we put another box of cereal just to remind them we've come a long way. So, there's something very important in those graduation baskets. There's a yellow envelope, and in that envelope, that's going to lead us to our next presentation. And I'm going to bring up Ms. Charlotte Lomnicki, who is on our team, and Mr. Mark Bryce. And so they will lead into the next one. So I'm sure the kids are adamantly very excited about their yellow folders. So Miss Mashburn talks about she gets to do the fun part, but I get to do the good part.
Wow. That's good. Thank you so much.
Yeah, they like that part.
So I get to do the fun part. Mr. Bryce, who's going to be joining me up here, he and the children last week worked on what they need to do in order to request the court to expunge their records. Basically, we call it sealing of records in juvenile court. But I'll let him describe what he did because I wasn't part of that. That's a defense attorney thing. So he can talk a little bit about that, and then I'll talk about what I did this week in response.
Yes, thank you everybody for coming. Very proud of the kids. What we went over last week was just simply how to fill out a legal document, making sure that your writing is legible, making sure that people can read what you write. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, they have stopped teaching cursive, and so it's very important to stress legibility and reading whatever you sign before you sign it. So that's the rudiments and basics of what we went over last week.
So now on to the good part. Each of you in your packet has got a piece of paper. I'll call it the love letter from the court to you. Basically, this is a dismissal of your prior cases and a granting of a sealing of your record. So just so everybody else who's not got one of these right in front of them, I'll just kind of give you a brief rundown. It lists the charges that they originally had, the date that they came in and entered their admission and were sentenced. It talks about the sentence that they were given. Every one of these juveniles was originally placed on a probated sentence, which means that if they had just done regular probation, they would have had to have waited for 2 years after the completion of their sentence in order to request that their record be sealed. With the Rising program, they get their dismissal and sealing today after just the completion of the program. So further, it says that they had a special condition to cooperate with Rising. The above named child has been an active participant since the 5th day of March, including weekly court appearances. The court finds that the above named child has successfully complied with all conditions of probation supervision for the duration of the Rising program. Additionally, Rising participants engage in individual, family, and group therapeutic sessions. And then it talks about all the different, there are 6 phases in this program. The rebuilding phase they completed on June 25th of 2020. The invest phase they completed on August 20th. Support they completed on October 15th. The integration phase they completed on December 3rd. And navigate they completed on January 7th of this year. And today they complete their favorite phase, which is the graduation phase, on February 4th. Down below, we have now waived any outstanding probation fees that any of you have, so you don't owe any money to us anymore. It's further ordered that the above named child is no longer in need of rehabilitation, treatment, or supervision following the successful completion of this program, because the purposes of the disposition order have been accomplished pursuant to Georgia law in the Juvenile Code. It's further ordered that upon the court's own motion, that's Judge Granis's motion, the prior disposition order shall be modified to a dismissal as your changed circumstances so require in the best interests of you. And so as of right now, we're going to ask you to stay to the conclusion of the program, but as of right now, your case has been dismissed and your record has been sealed. And my favorite sentence in this, and what we all wanted for every one of you, is that upon entry of this order, the proceeding shall be treated as if it had never occurred. We all know that it happened, but what we want you to focus on is the hard work that you did over the past year and not the circumstances that brought you to us. And my hope is, if I see you on the street, I won't acknowledge you. You're free to come up to me and I'll say hello, but you have a clean slate. You don't have to live the way that you were living for what brought you to us. So I'm very happy for every one of you, and I wish you all the best in the future.
So I don't think I can top anything along those lines at all. Going back to the gifts, one of the gifts from me for all the kids was a brand new wristwatch, because one of the running jokes that we had with our kids that they needed to gain better time management. So So, I purchased each one of them watches, and but also that's for them to understand that going forward, they're going to be productive members of society. And we also purchased them new clothes, appropriate clothing to go to a job interview, and appropriate clothing to go to church. And we always said, one of the mottos when we were going through Rising was, you're going to come out with a new set of clothes and a new attitude. And every single one of these kids has achieved that. Now, we have a special speaker tonight that I will tell you, without him, this program would not have existed. Because he sat down with us, and as the district attorney of Cobb County, he agreed to seal these kids' records after they completed this program. That is a huge step for a sitting district attorney, because some of these kids had, as Sharon indicated, felonies. And Vic Reynolds is a man who has a lot of foresight, and he had a lot of confidence in our program. We've been talking to him about the program since its inception, since we first started the program, started talking about the program. I've actually been thinking about the program since I was an assistant district attorney in Fulton County, as Ms. Mashburn says. And I brought it when Vic brought me to Cobb County. I took it right to him, and he said, run with it. So we started the conversation when I was when I worked for the Cobb District Attorney's Office. We weren't able to officially implement it and start it until I became a judge. So I want to bring Vic Reynolds on. He was appointed over the Georgia Bureau of Investigation as a director by Governor Kemp. He's a former district attorney in Cobb County. He was a chief magistrate. He was a partner in a law firm. He's an author of Georgia Objections at Trial. And he and his wife, Holly, have been married over 30 years, and they live right here in Cobb County. And I want to bring Vic Reynolds on because one of our major partners was the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. So, Mr. Reynolds.
Judge, thank you. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Let me just take a moment. I'm going to be very brief and not take much of your time, but I wanted to take a moment to thank Judge Grannings for that very gracious and kind introduction. And I want to take a moment to thank him personally for being the driving force behind this Rising program, and for having a judge that cares enough to actually do something, not simply to just talk about doing something, but to actually do it. So I appreciate that. I have a great deal of respect for him. I want to take a moment to thank his team as well, and I want to thank the judge for his friendship. He's a good man, and I appreciate it. But most importantly, I want to thank you guys and congratulate you for making it to the point this evening. So I said a moment ago, I'm going to be very, very brief. In fact, I have a little meeting after 6 I've got to get to down here in Atlanta, but I wanted to make sure I was here today to tell you how proud of you, not only I am, but I think I speak on behalf of a lot of people telling you what a tremendous job you've done. Congratulations. The word graduate, you may not know this, but that word in and of itself stems from a Latin word. The Latin word actually means to step up, and it usually means to step up to a higher place. So when you graduate, in actuality, according to the word, it means you're stepping up to a higher point in your life. And just like walking and taking actual steps, you have to put in some effort to get there, and that's what you've done. Today is a celebration of that effort of stepping up. Again, I congratulate you. Everyone in this program is proud of you. Judge Granice, Mashburn, Mr. Cummings, the probation officer, everyone involved is proud of what you've done. Your families, your loved ones are certainly proud of you. And you should be proud of yourself. You need to pat yourself on the back because you've certainly earned that based on what you've done. But I want to take a moment too to make sure that you remember to thank the folks who helped you get there because they're very, very important. Your family, your loved ones, the people who have been with you throughout this entire journey, the people who care about you, who are always there for you. You need to take a moment to make sure you thank them for doing what they've done to help you get here. The people involved in this program, as I said a while ago, Judge Granice, Mashburn, the entire team, they're proud of you. And they worked hard to make sure that you got here today. But again, most importantly, you need to thank yourself. You need to thank yourself for sticking with this program, for doing what's been asked of you, and for finishing the job that's been placed in front of you. You should be proud of yourself. Take a moment. Thank yourself. And make sure that you realize you accomplished. And the last thing I want to leave you with this evening before I scoot on to my next meeting is to ask you to do one thing, and that's to remember what today feels like. You know, what I mean by that is remember, as I used to tell both my daughters when something good happened in their life, remember how good it feels today with folks you care about and folks you don't even know that well, like me, are proud of you and proud of what you've done. How good it feels when you accomplish a goal. How good it feels when you work hard. And how good it feels when you step up and graduate from. Again, I just want to take a moment to congratulate you. Cobb is my home, as Judge Grant said a moment ago. I'm very proud of this program. I'm very proud that a couple of years ago, maybe 2.5, 3 years ago, Judge Grant and I talked about this program. I'm very proud that we have a judge in the juvenile court who will take the ball and do what's right. And I want to tell you in conclusion, not only on behalf of this great agency that I represent, Georgia Bureau of Investigation, and all the 1,000 people who work here with me day in and day out, but on behalf of me personally, not only as the former district attorney of Cobb County and now the director of the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, but me personally, as a citizen of Cobb County, I want to tell you how proud of you I am, how much I congratulate you, and I want you to know we wish you the very, very best in the future. If you ever need us here at the GBI, if you ever want to do an internship here, get in college, you call me. I give you my word as director of the GBI. I will make sure that happens and make sure we save a place for you. So again, congratulations. Thank you for your hard work. Stay safe, stay strong, and God bless you with your family. Judge Grant, thank you so much for the opportunity. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Vic. Wait a minute, Michael, hold your comments, because you're gonna have an opportunity to talk, I promise you.
I'm sorry, I just had to say thank you.
I know, Michael.
You're very welcome, my friend. Appreciate you, man. Proud of you.
I want to bring on somebody now who I'm very honored who appeared tonight, and that's the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of Georgia, Chief Justice Melton.
Thank you. Wow. I won't, first of all, go through everybody who made this program special, but you are spot on about doing what needs to be done. Thank you for that. I'm excited. I'm excited about this program. I get excited when I see young people and their stories and their journeys and overcoming. And as a product of Cobb County Schools myself, I'm especially proud to see those journeys of Cobb County young men and women. Trees, smile for me. Yeah, that smile, I live for that smile when somebody smiles in that particular way. It's a smile that says, yeah, I've done something. I am something. I see my future. I can be excited about my future. And that just takes care of a whole host of problems. I see Michael going through his paper. He wants to make sure everything is written the right way. He wants to make sure what y'all told him is true. I love that. I love that. So it is a privilege for me to be here with you folks. And it is a journey. I just want to throw out one word that I think it's been mentioned once. You've been poured into, and it takes a lot of these folks to do what they've done. Care has been used to describe what they've done, but love is probably more accurate. They have loved on you. In addition to the love that you've received elsewhere, you probably don't expect it to come out of your court system, but you got it. You received it, it's real. Please know what it looks like, recognize it, and it's very much expected of you to do the same. Love on your neighbors, love on them real hard. I'll just say this, and I congratulate you and thank you for allowing me to be a part of this. Life isn't hard. It is a tough art, but living life through all these circumstances is hard. So Chantrice and Keith and Peyton and Terrence and Michael, congratulations on being artists, and we look forward to seeing your artwork.
Thank you, Justice Melton. The next speaker is going to be our own chairwoman, Lisa Cupid. Okay. Okay. The next speaker, Chairwoman Cupid was on briefly. I think she'll be back on, but she's not on right now. But Sheriff Owens, I believe, is on. So we'll move to Sheriff Owens for some brief comments.
Unfortunately, Sheriff Owens had to walk out for a second. I'm Colonel Atkins, I'm the jail commander, and I actually had to push 3 or 4 people out the way because I wanted to be the one to help the jail people. And just let you know that we are proud to be at the sheriff's office. A lot of times you don't hear really say, good things about people, but I'm here to tell you, we are proud. And we're excited about what you're doing. And just like the judge said before me, just like Vic Reynolds said, if the sheriff's office can do anything for you, we're right here. And we are open to help you with anything that we can. And like I said, on behalf of the sheriff, we're here for you. So don't be afraid to talk to us. We are your friends. Don't worry about it. But congratulations, and thank you so much for everything that you do.
The next speaker, I'm going to do a little introduction because his name's Khalik, and we were a couple of months into the program, and we did not have a mental health provider, and this kind of program absolutely needs a mental health provider. And Khalik and his team stepped up and did the hard work and sat at the table with us on a weekly basis. His assistant, Ms. Spruwell, and he showed up every week. And we're so proud of our partnership with ACE Community Services. So let me introduce Khalik.
Good afternoon, everyone. So first, like I said, good afternoon. I just want all of the participants to take the opportunity to pat yourselves on the back. Congratulations, job well done on successfully completing Rising's very first graduating class. Having an opportunity to work with this program has changed my life, individuals around me life. I remember receiving a call from Sharon some 3 years ago, maybe, and it was still a vision with her and Judge Brandon, and she explained it to me. We had the opportunity to come in and after they explained it a little more, I said it was something that we had to be a part of. So, again, we rolled up our sleeves, and these meetings happened every single week, week after week after week. Sometimes it would be 3 or 4 hours. We had a lot of disagreements at the table, in different stages. So it was just an amazing team that that came together collectively and said, let's put this together and bring all of our own expertise to the table. But I will be remiss if I did not mention Kirsten Spreewell. She is definitely one of the best executive assistants as well as therapist out here. So she did it. And it's because of her age and sit back and just say that we were a part and we are a part of something that is groundbreaking, is special, and I look forward to the next cohort. Again, congratulations everyone and the team. It will be great working with you all, and I look forward to continuing to work with you all in the near future.
Okay, so I'm going to be the first out of the team to speak tonight. And I mean, it's been an emotional couple of days. It's been an emotional couple of weeks. I know the kids are probably tired of me calling them, asking them questions. But we wanted to make sure everything was right and still have a surprise for them. So I hope it all worked out, and I hope they're really enjoying themselves. First, I want to thank all the speakers tonight. This is my opportunity to kind of, everyone in the team is going to talk and a little bit about their experience and what they have to say to the kids. So we all kind of said our personal goodbyes to the kids over the past week. We have our last court hearings, our last staffings, and we were all preparing for tonight. So first, I want to say thank you to all the speakers, everybody who was there. Your words of encouragement. It's empowering to see the kids surrounded and for them to see how many people are supporting them. It's one thing that we have repeatedly over and over again at the end of every session told them, we're here for you. If you need us, you call us. We're here to help you. They're now seeing it. They're now seeing how far this actually spreads. And that's amazing. I want to say thank you to my husband. I want to say thank you to my kids. They have endured long nights. They have endured me coming in at crazy hours and having to do different things at home. And their help has made this possible. I want to say thank you to my big brother teammates. They know who they are. They are always there for me. They have always been a huge support. Amazing, amazing women who have made sure that I stayed strong through all of this. Judge Grannis, it's been an honor. It's been a blast. We've had our ups, had our downs, and it's perfect. I couldn't ask for anything any better. Mr. Graves and his support when he came on board, we didn't skip a beat. We kept the ball rolling, and I couldn't ask for anything any better. My team, my probation officers, they're amazing. They've been there from start to finish. I lost a couple at the beginning. They transitioned on to bigger and better things. My new ones that came on stepped up and they stepped in and again, did not miss a beat. I could not ask for a better team. Courtroom Sheriffs, you guys have been here last minute. If it ran long, if it ran early, you guys have been awesome. And thank you very much. Sometimes it's been crazy, and our clerk's office has also been amazing to support us in and out. And then my probation department as a whole, I have to thank them. That leads me to my rising team. You guys are amazing. You guys are the best. I have to say thank you. We come to the table. Khalik said it best. Some days that we fight, some days we get along. Some days we're amazed when we all agree. It happened a couple of weeks ago. We needed to mark it on the calendar. So, but that leads me to the kids, and that's what we're here for. And all of these people helped us support the kids. I can't say enough. These guys know that I'm here for them. Whether if it is they call me to tell me that they have recorded a new song because that's their passion, whether they call me to ask a question. Santrice last night, I was out getting her dress to wear today, which by the way, you look beautiful today, Santrice. Finally, I was like, I cannot pick a dress out. I'm just gonna have to send you pictures, and we're shopping together over the phone. We've been through a lot. Their parents have been through a lot. Terrence's mom made a comment. I talked to her on the phone last night for over an hour, and she laughed and she said, "These kids are your kids," and I couldn't say it any better. These kids are my kids, and I'm very proud of each and every one of y'all. You guys have done amazing. So that's it. I'm going to try not to get emotional. Like I said, we've all said our individual goodbyes, but these guys are going to be successful. They're going to do it, and I can't wait to see what's next. And I expect all of you guys to come back and talk to the next group to tell them how positive this is and what the difference is. So, Corey, would you like to say anything?
Yes, ma'am. Once again, you guys already know I'm super proud of you guys. I can't express that no more. Just remember all the things that you have accomplished in this group. Remember where you started from and remember where you at now. Just remember that. Remember all the long conversations that we would have, Michael. I'm gonna miss coming out there to see you. I'm gonna miss coming out there to see Santrice and Keith. I'm gonna miss handing documents to Marquise because Marquise has the great mind to, before he signs anything, he's gonna read. I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss Peyton. I'm gonna miss all you guys. So just remember when times get rough, just sit back and just realize that you can do it. Life is gonna be hard, but you can make it through it. And I don't know what else to say, but I'm so proud of you guys.
Yelena, do you have anything you'd like to say?
Yes, Your Honor. I just want to congratulate everybody. I'm very proud of every single one of you. You have proven to yourselves that through hard work and dedication, anything is possible. I wish nothing but success in all your future endeavors. And like I always end every time we go out into the field, think before you act. Everything in life has consequences. And you guys have succeeded in this program, and I'm sure you're going to utilize the tools that you have learned in this program.
Charlotte, you want to come up and say something?
Real quick, because I knew about the good part, but I didn't know about this part. I'm a pretty cheerful, positive person on the whole. I came into this with, I'm gonna call it conservative expectations for your success. And I am delighted to say that I'm very proud of all of your success. And you guys taught me a lot about not prejudging things, I guess I thought that you were going to be a little bit harder, but I know that after being with you guys on a weekly basis for a year, you got a little gooey center in there, every one of you that's full of emotion and willing to reach out. So I encourage you to feed a little bit more into that and not the hard outer shell. I do know that you guys brought me to tears a couple of times by very deep feelings that you were going through at the time. And I just want you to know that you guys have all touched me in multiple ways. So I am happy that you are turning the page on this and have learned very positive things, and you've worked hard for yourself. You haven't worked hard for me. You haven't worked hard for Judge Grannis or Ms. Mashburn. You've done what's required, but you've worked hard for yourself, and that's the most impressive thing to me. So congratulations, everybody.
Kathy, Laro?
I left Santrice and Keith's house because their neighbors kept looking at me, and I thought, I don't want them to think I have them under surveillance or something. So I just pulled into my driveway, and I just want to say, it has been a privilege to work with my team. All of us, we have argued, we've had our differences of opinion, but we always pulled together and we always did what was in the best interest of the kids. And also want to say, the fact that you worked hard this year. You achieved what you set out to do. Keep this in mind. Keep this success in your head. You succeeded at this, you can succeed in the future. Just remember, it always takes hard work if you're going to think yourself into anything of great work. And one more thing. This isn't it for us. If you need or your family needs anything, pick up that phone. Call me. I'm always here. Our team members, they're always here for you. So this isn't the end of it, but keep going forward. I'm so very proud of you.
Thank you, Ms. Laro. Mark, Mr. Bryce?
Yes, sir. I just want to say to all of the participants in the program, I'm very proud of you all. I likewise am going to miss some of the interactions that we shared. There are quite a number of you who I had to make some house calls when the team started talking about house arrest or restricted custody. And I said, no. Let me go make a house call to try to see if I can, talk to my clients and get them to cooperate and do what they need to do. Sometimes you all found yourselves in some sticky situations, but I'm very happy that you all learned from these experiences and have grown from these experiences. I want to echo what Ms. Laro just said. If you all need anything at all, this program is not the end. If you want to bounce something off me, or if you need my help, or if you think you're in a jam or will be in a jam, y'all have my number. You can give me a call. Very proud of you all, and I will see you on the other side.
Josh Doriso, who's our mental health coordinator. Ms. Spruell, who is basically, she is the second in command at ACE Community Services, and I consider her the ace of everything, because she and Mr. Doriso completely revamped the program to make it virtual, and they did an awesome job. And Ms. Spruell has been available at all times for the kids. Ms. Spruell?
Okay. I'm hoping you guys can hear me. I'm on my way to Peyton's house, so I have to pull on over. But I just wanted to, of course, let all the kids know how proud I am of them. Being able to write the curriculum for the therapeutic groups that we do every Thursday night, and seeing where you guys take it. The conversations that we've had in group, I'll definitely miss. Every single one of you guys bringing value to the program and teaching us something that we can apply for the next group and the next group after that. So as much as we have poured into you all, you guys have given us just as much, and I'm just extremely proud of the work that you have done for yourself. I want to encourage the kids, just remember these young adults, remember who you are, go back to those homework assignments that we did, and remember the things that you said you wanted to do with your life. Remember your why. And all of these things that we've discussed along the way, I just want you guys to kind of keep these in your back pocket, because these are all tools that you guys are going to be able to use in the next 5, 10, 15 years, whether it's communication or emotion regulation or all of the skills that we went over. So I just want to encourage you guys to keep the homework assignments and keep everything that we did to reflect on and look back and use during times in need. So I hope to see you guys around. I hope to see you guys doing great things. And I know that you guys are going to continue to rise.
All right. I'm going to do something that I do every week. I talk to the kids about their week. And so I'm going to bring the kids on. Let's start with Michael.
I'm great now. My week has been good. It's been great. I just been like overwhelmed. Really for the last like month, I've been overwhelmed. I didn't know how I feel like today. Like it definitely it wasn't how I thought it would be. It's a lot more like, I don't know, like kind of emotional, because it's like when I seen this yellow folder, it's like, oh, this is real. So like, yeah, I appreciate y'all a lot, everything that y'all done for me in the last year. Because a year ago, I ain't had no hope. I had like, when this Mashburn came to me, like telling me about this program, I was bad. I was just getting out, and I was just like, I didn't know what I was going to do. I thought I was going to hop right back to my old ways, but this program really like stood out for me, like on how y'all treat me and everything that y'all done for me. So I appreciate all of you.
All right. Well, Michael, I will certainly miss talking to you every week, but as Ms. Spruell and Ms. Laro and everyone has indicated, this is not the end. This is only the beginning. So, our doors are always open. And we certainly want to have you back to talk to, our new group. All right?
Yeah, that's for sure, Judge.
Absolutely. Well, good luck. And I can't tell you how proud I am of you, Michael.
Appreciate that.
All righty. Keith.
How you doing, Judge?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
All right. So how's your week been?
Been great.
Okay. Do you have anything you want to say?
I'm just thankful for y'all for changing my life and getting my case sealed, starting off and starting new path for me. And that's all I have to say. Just thankful.
Well, you got all the tools you need, Keith.
Yes.
And you always want to think about your actions and think about your consequences and make the right decisions. And I know that's what we've drummed into you guys since the beginning. So good luck. And like I told Michael, this is not the end. This is only the beginning. All right. Santrice.
How you doing?
I am good. How are you?
Good.
So how's your week been?
My week's been pretty boring, but today just made it better.
Well, I am really happy that today made your week. We are, we're definitely going to miss you and your brother coming on together and sticking it out together. And but like I told Keith, this isn't the end. This is only the beginning. And as Joyette stated, this is the start of your journey. All right. So don't be a stranger, okay? We would miss that smile. Ma'am, do you want to say something?
Yes, I want to thank everybody for the help, the journey I have been going through, where we're here now. It just was a blessing that all this came together.
And where we at now makes a big difference, a huge difference. And I want to thank God for each and every one of y'all. And I thank y'all.
Absolutely, it was our pleasure. It was our pleasure. And don't forget, we're always here. All right.
Oh,
All right. Peyton. Is he on? All right. Peyton. Peyton, come on now. Thank you. Put the knee down, Peyton. There we go. How you doing? Good. You got to speak up. Can't hear you. Good. All right. How's your week been? Peyton, you a little overwhelmed? Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, Peyton, I want to wish you luck. We're definitely going to miss you, especially the ceiling fan. All right, Peyton, you keep up with everything you're doing, okay? All right. Well, good luck. All right. Terrence. Peyton, can you? Yeah. No, that's Peyton. Terrence. Oh, there we go. How you doing? I'm doing okay. So, how was your week? Really? What have you been doing? Work? All right. Doing your schoolwork? All right. All right. Well, Terrence, you stay safe and good luck. And remember, we're always here. All right. Marquise? There we go. No, Marquise. I would not forget about you, not for the world. How are you doing? I'm doing well. How's your week been? Yeah? Yeah, all right. Now, Marquise is our athlete in the program, and you actually you played for two different squads, right?
Yes, varsity and first. Judge Granish, ask Marquise if he gave Judge Hamby his autograph in court. Ask him.
Marquise, did you give Judge Hamby your autograph in court?
No.
Okay.
You did. Yes, you did. Because I told you I was going to sell it on eBay. Yes, you did.
Well, I believe that because Marquise did double duty. He did double duty. He had to do his rising work, his school work, and he had to go to practice and to the games. So.
Yeah. And I also have a track too.
Oh my goodness. I don't think I realized about track. I knew about football, but I didn't know about track. And Marquise is also a very good student. So we're really proud of him. And Marquise, you have everything you need to move forward, right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Oh, I want to quick thanks for the food. We got a lot of food.
Absolutely. If your mom wants to say something, she can.
Hi, Judge.
you doing?
I'm good, wonderful, and I'm so happy. And I will say thank you for everyone who has battles.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. We are so proud of him and everything he's accomplished. But like I told everybody else, Marquise, this is only the beginning. Okay? You have a journey ahead of you, but don't forget about us, okay? And and remember all the lessons. And I know you will. All right, Marquise. Good luck. All right. All right. Well, every week, that was my opportunity to talk to kids and find out what was going on with them. And we talked as Kit talked about. We talked through the pandemic. We talked through the riots. We had a lot of discussions about how they felt about the riots. We talked through all the deaths in these children's families. We had one participant who actually lost two people during the pandemic, and there were a lot of heartfelt conversations with all the kids. They went to therapy on a weekly basis. They went to programming on a weekly basis, and they met with me on a weekly basis. All of it was virtual, but they stuck in there. They did their homework. They did everything they were supposed to do. And I can't tell you how proud I am of these graduates. And I only see a bright future for them. Now, and I want to congratulate each and every one of them and their families. All right. I do want to thank some partners, because we had a lot of partners helping us out. I first of all want to thank my incredible team. I mean, I may have an idea, and but it took a team to make it come to fruition, and it took a team to push it through and to create the program. And my team, I think, is second to none. First of all, Sharon Mashburn, who has been my right hand, my conscience, the voice in my ear about, think through this, think how we're going to do this. And she has put blood, sweat, and tears into this program. And I can't thank her enough. We've got her probation officers, Corey Perry, and let me see if I get this name correctly, because I always mispronounce her name. Yelena Basic. Miss Basic and Mr. Perry went out every week and visited these children, every single week. As Sharon said, they had over 300 visits. That in itself is just incredible. Kathy Laro, little story about Kathy Laro. One of our participants' mothers was going to have surgery, and Kathy Laro took lasagna over to her house. One of our kids was having major scholastic issues. Kathy Laro and Corey Perry took the bull by the horns and got the participant into tutoring, and turned the whole situation around for him. Kathy Laro, when we found out that some of our participants were going to lose their housing, she was able to locate housing and beds. So when I said at the very beginning that I thought a guardian ad litem was going to be instrumental in this program, that's the reason why a guardian ad litem is instrumental in this program. And Kathy Laro has definitely fulfilled that. Charlotte Lomnicki. Charlotte Lomnicki forgot more about accountability courts than most lawyers who have worked in accountability courts. She helped write all the legal documents for us, she and Mark Bryce. Charlotte Lomnicki came after, like I said at the beginning, we lost a couple of participants or players in our team, but Charlotte Lomnicki came in and took the ball and ran with it. Mark Bryce did the same thing. And, you know, he had to have some conversations with some of these kids, but, you know, he was able to put them back on the right track. And I don't know what you say about Kirsten Spruill and Josh Teriso. They took a program. They basically created the mental health piece of the program, the programming. Now, you know, we sat down and discussed it and went over the programming and indicated what we wanted, and, you know, had the idea of what we wanted, but they put it in. They put the information on paper, and then they turned around when the pandemic hit and put it virtually. And, you know, and I last but not least, Kit Cummings. Now, Kit showed up every week and was so positive and such a motivator to not only the team, but the kids. But even before the kids, he was such a motivator to the team. And he was a motivator to me. Because there were times when, you know, we lost our mental health person, we lost 2 probation officers, and I don't mean lost as in they left the program and they went on to other jobs. And we lost our assistant district attorney who started the program. You know, we had some difficult times, but you know, Kit was always there, and always, you know, I lack of a better way, he was the major cheerleader, and you know, I appreciate that, and he really reached these kids. All right, our partners that we had working with us. First of all, we had the governor's office working with us. And so I can't thank Governor Brian Kemp and his office for the support that we received. We had the Cobb Superior Court judges support. We had the Cobb District Attorney's Office support. We had the Board of Commissioners support. As Ms. Mashburn indicated, we had the Sheriff's Department who showed up, and even when we were virtual, they stayed in the courtroom with me. They showed up, they stayed late, they did everything, and I can't thank them enough. The Cobb County Police Department, the Cage Unit, the whole Cobb County Police Department, specifically the Cage Unit, the Cobb Public Schools, the Marietta City Schools, the Cobb Solicitor's Office, the Department of Juvenile Justice, the Cobb County Manager's Office, the school police, because the Department of Family and Children's Services, the Juvenile Court Administration and the judges, the Probation Department, the Council of Juvenile Court Judges, Voices for Victims, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, and the Georgia Attorney General's Office. And last but not least, Kit Cummings was obviously our partner, and ACE Community Support Services was our mental health provider. And I want to thank all of these agencies for their support, for their encouragement. And of course, I also want to thank the Chief Justice Melton, because Chief Justice Melton has been supportive of our program from its inception. So I want to thank everyone. I so appreciate everyone's attendance tonight. Okay. I want to thank everyone. I'm going to ask if any of the parents of any of the children wish to say anything. At this time, we heard it from a couple of parents. Any other parents? Michael, is your mom there with you?
Nah, they just wanted to go check them.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome to Zoom, everyone. We had people on. We lost them, and some of them we could get back, and others we couldn't. So I want to thank everyone for their attendance tonight. I want to thank the participants for all the hard work, and I want to thank my team. But this night, this specific night, this belongs to the graduates. So thank you. Yeah, Mr. Cummings is going to provide the final prayer. Thank you all.
All right, gang, we got there. And when we came in, I guess that's not the right term, is it? All right, gang. No, it's fine. All right, team. Dang, we were doing so good. I'm going to close it out the way that we started. Some of you guys, well, hopefully all of you remember my partner, Roots. And the first time I ever got to meet the kids, I introduced a partner, Roots. And it's the story of the beautiful branch knocked out of the tree by a storm, and in a minute became trash, destined to be kicked aside and burned. But laying flat on his back, a beautiful homeless brother named Roots saw it for what it could be and created this beautiful work of art for me for protection. That homeless brother lost his life, struck by a drunk driver just a few weeks ago. And this thing has become a symbol to the kids and the prisoners, and especially these the young folks that are caught up in this mess of what you could be. This reminds me that there's a me inside that I have not met yet, and we call that potential. And we also talked about hope as the new dope, and hope is a powerful thing. And tonight, what I hope is that you got some of that hope, and that hope is, man, it's a good thing to get hooked on. You can't do too much. The high never ends. Hope pulls us through things. And just like Roots, man, I want you to get to know the person that we see. I want you to see yourself the way we see you. And all this love that we've been pouring out, it's because we see you. We see the you that you could be. And now it's time for you to start seeing yourself that way. You've done something very, very hard. So in the coming weeks and months and years, when you're tempted and you go back to that old person, it's like, man, I can't do that. You've got to remember, no, you can do very hard things. And you have given people hope. You've given me hope. I needed to see young people complete this, to be able to believe in it. And you were the ones that gave us that. And so I want to say thank you. Also, I got other kids hitting me up saying, hey, I heard about this rising thing. Can I get in there? I want my charge to go away too. And I'm like, well, I don't know. We'll see. Put in the work. And so you are the first. Always be the first. And we owe so much to you. And I'm so grateful. I want to close with this. Dream a big dream. The bigger the dream, the stronger the pull. You show me a kid's got a dream, he's got something to protect. She has something of value. So when you're out there and somebody says, hey man, why don't you come do this and that? You're like, nah, I got too much to protect. And that separates the ones that rise up and the ones that go away. And I don't want to have to work with kids on the other side of that wire. Believe in yourself. And if you don't believe in yourself, believe that we do. And we're going to keep believing in you until you believe. And then you're going to go on and not just rise up, but you take your place, man. You're the next. We're counting on you. You're going to be leading all of us 10, 20 years. You know, that can be a blessing or a curse. And I'm asking you, show the gratitude with your life. Show us that this last year that you took what we gave you and go and make us proud. Make your mama proud, your daddy proud, and make yourselves proud. We believe in you. And you can do whatever you want to do. This broken branch, this nasty branch went on a world tour, and he's inspired thousands of people that were down and out. You can't get up until you get knocked down. And if Les Roots hadn't been knocked out of the tree, he'd have never gone on his world tour. It's time to fly. I bless you. I pray for you. God, protect them. Help them believe in themselves. Put a great big dream in their heart. And Father, help them to go and be the heroes that we've been waiting for. God bless you guys. Love you with all my heart. And I'm here for you. Reach out. Hope is a new dope.